Hey everybody, I know it's still Halloween season and I'll probably have at least one or maybe two more Halloween movies up front. But what I really want to talk to you right now while I'm watching it is my thoughts on the reboot of Star Trek. Now, I'm a Trekkie or tracker, depending on which term you decide to use. And I love the original series since I was a kid, and the movies, and the spin-offs. And I've seen just about every spin-off there was. So when I heard that J.J. Abrams, who's more familiar on TV, but he also did one of the Mission Impossible movies, was going to take over and reboot Gene Roddenberry's cult classic. Like a lot of people, I was skeptical. I mean, how can you replace Kirk? How can you replace Spock? How can you replace McCoy? And again, I was hesitant when the film was first released. But after finally sitting down and watching it, I just have one word to say. Brilliant. This movie was absolutely brilliant. And the way that this film was played, you could buy the premise that everything that's happening in this movie is another timeline. So you can't really connect the original series. And it's not like this hasn't been done. I mean, if anything, Star Trek always talked about parallel universes. And it brought to mind a particular episode of Star Trek The Next Generation where Worf was bounced back and forth in alternate universes. And there's one scene that I'll never forget, which sort of comes into play with what I'm talking about. You see Worf in a shuttle, and you see all these different versions of the Enterprise. All of them with different fates. So again, with that in mind, you can buy what it happens with this Star Trek. I'm not going to reveal too many of the plot points, but I'm going to stick a little with the casting right now. Chris Pine makes a great Kirk, and he has Kirk's cockiness, his confidence that, he's going to take care of business. And Kirk does take care of business. Zachary Quinto does a very good Spock, a very great Spock. The one thing I liked about Quinto's portrayal of Spock is that this Spock has a lot more emotion than Leonard Nimoy's Spock. Well, at least, to be perfectly honest, that this being an alternate universe, I guess Spock would have a little bit more emotion, wouldn't he? Karl Urban. What can I say? This man does an excellent McCoy. His accent, his mannerisms. You do see DeForest Kelly in this, but this sort of makes me digress to an interview I saw with Karl Urban with Bruce Willis promoting Red a couple weeks ago. And Urban was talking about John Malkovich. And he did a John Malkovich accent that was so dead on. I was like, amazing. Just incredibly amazing. So Karl Urban really has a grasp on McCoy. Okay? Everybody else is pretty much perfectly cast. You got John Cho as Sulu. You got Anton Yelchin, who's playing Chekhov. You even have Simon Pegg. For those who don't really know who he is, it's Shaun of the Dead. Does a really great Scotty. And then there's Zoe Saldana doing Tough as Nails Uhura. And she finally has a first name. It's Oscar. No, just kidding. But, the villain here in this piece, Eric Bana as Nero, he's a good villain, but I hate to say it, the only villain for me will always be, forever will be, Ricardo Montalban as Chekhov. So the casting here is really good. Oh, Winona Ryder, Ben Cross. Okay, it's Spock's parents. And I'm going to talk about one scene in particular while I'm on the subject of Ben Cross. This was a discussion between his son Spock and Cross playing Sarek. For Sarek to say what he said about how he felt about his wife, that he married her because he loved her, that scene just really broke me up, because you know, it's like his feeling was, Vulcan be damned, I loved my wife. I loved her to death. And that's the one good thing about this film. I felt that Star Trek definitely went in a different direction, and there's more emotion, there's more feeling, there's more heart. There's definitely really great action. This is a true soap opera. You got all these different things. You got Kirk, sort of avenging what his father went through, and this genius, and Spock is torn between two worlds and in love on it with Uhura. So this is really great. The direction on J.J. Abrams' part, excellent, excellent, excellent. He really got work out of there. But this is my favorite, the music. The music in this film is just incredible. And I love music. I'm the kind of person that I could just listen to something and it sticks. It's just incredible how everything played out in this film. And like I said, listening to the music of this, which was Michael Giacchino, if I pronounced it wrong, I apologize, did an excellent job on music. And if you can listen very carefully right now, the soundtrack of the movie is playing right now. I love the music. I thought that the theme was very, very, very good on this. I'm the kind of person that if I listen to a song or music, it's like, it sticks. I just have to download it, have to have it as a ringtone, play it in my car, what have you. It drives a lot of people crazy. But this is really, really good. So, for those of you that are a little bit hesitant about seeing Star Trek, you should really give this a try. I hope that the sequel that comes out in the next couple of years will definitely stay on this track, stay on this emotional ball while it's still there. Because I would hate to see this go down a horrible path like Star Trek, The Final Frontier, where the Enterprise meets God and Uhura fell in love with Scotty. You sort of can't buy a lot of the stuff that went in that. But I hope that everything goes right with the next one, and I can't wait to see it.